The mainstream media clearly has a narrative. It's obvious at all times, especially when it comes to corporate Hollywood. They're going to do what they have to do to maintain access, to make sure that Disney still likes them. And that's what we've seen with the response to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. As soon as there was a little bit of backlash, Disney Star Wars gaslit the fans, they gaslit the mainstream media, everybody, into saying, well, all the backlash must just be because some racists out there don't like Reva. They don't like Moses Ingram. Look at these 3 Instagram DMs that she got sent. This is the worst thing in the world. And as a result, they got so many people to speak out about this. They made the entire conversation, instead of being about all the flaws in Kenobi, about the multitude of flaws. Reva probably doesn't even crack the top 5 in terms of what most people are complaining about when it comes to this series, but they made the entire conversation about her. And then when they released another bad episode of Kenobi and the reviews got worse, the audience score got worse, then you started seeing articles like this. Obi-Wan Kenobi gets review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes. Of course, they call it review bombing, right? They call it review bombing whenever it's something that goes against their narrative. Whenever some people actually genuinely have criticism for a show that they're trying to protect, they call it review bombing. That's exactly what happened in this case, because as I showed before it got released, even with all the backlash, with all the virtue signaling, it was still at 71% on Rotten Tomatoes until the 3rd episode comes out. Then people have a ton of criticism over what they did with Vader, about a different female character they introduced, about Leia, all these things, the fight itself, how pathetic it was. But no, they say review bombing because of racist comments. And then what did we see as a result? After they posted about review bombing, we start seeing it tick back up. Nearly 1,000 positive reviews just come flooding into Rotten Tomatoes. But a place that it's a little more clear to see that was on Metacritic. The score didn't drop until the 3rd episode came out. I have no doubt there were some disingenuous reviews from both sides. But if you want to talk actual review bombing, look no further than what happened in 24 hours after the media talked about negative review bombing. This is what it was sitting at. A 4.8, pretty comparable to what it was over on Rotten Tomatoes at a 56% like ratio, right? With more negative comments than positive. What happened as soon as Disney Star Wars successfully got these shill sites to write about review bombing? What happened? All of a sudden, an influx. Nearly 1,000 positive reviews just come out of nowhere. The vast majority of them are 1-sentence reviews that are 10 out of 10s. Disney Star Wars fans out there, they heard a call to action and they went and they decided to positively review bomb something. That's what the entire intent of this was, but you're not going to hear it called out on the other side. You will not. The mainstream media will not write articles and like call it review bombing, because that means it's somewhat disingenuous in some way, shape, or form. That's not what the majority of the complaints were about. That's not what the majority of the reviews were about. I went through it in multiple videos, the detailed critiques that people had about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. But once the media does this, it energizes a group of Disney Star Wars fans. We need to fight back. Look at, they're just spamming it with negative reviews. We need to spam it with positive reviews. And that's exactly what they did. They got all the way up to an 8.1. And when we go through these, let's see how many of them are just straight up 10s. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Some zeros, some ones, some twos thrown in. Look at all the positive reviews. Nearly all of them are just straight up 10s. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. There's a 9. Good job trying to break it up. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. You can tell these are just spamming it because when you look at the feedback, people are downvoting the 10s because they know it's fake. People are downvoting these. They're upvoting, even that's a mediocre review of the show. They're upvoting that. They're upvoting all the bad reviews of the shows because that's the actual interaction. This is a couple people making a bunch of accounts. That's very obvious. If you can't see that, I don't know what to say. How is it possible to have 800 positive reviews all of a sudden just come in? Virtually all of them 10s, just overnight, right? But nearly all of them, no one finds them helpful. It's because people know that these are fake, but you won't see the mainstream media saying anything about it because they're a bunch of absolute cucks. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.